line of work are you in?
Waste management consultant.
Broken, the boat's coming through.
Give you a fucking bone, you prick! Where's my fucking money?
I don't think you can smoke.
Who's gonna complain? Huh? Him?
I don't give a shit what he says.
What happens I decide, not you?
This is overdue.
I'm in the waste management business. Everybody immediately assumes you're mobbed up. It's a stereotype, and it's offensive.
Yo, 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 what is up, YouTube? This is Josh with American AF Dumpster Rentals here in Dallas. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody is having an awesome week so far. It's been a couple weeks, y'all. It has been a couple weeks. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I see the mic light green. I see comments already. Looks like we got a good sized room already. So what's going on, everybody? Appreciate y'all being here. I'm back at the house again. Let me tell you, after a long day, I got at the office at 7:30 this morning, a little after 7:30. Shot some videos with David and Dylan, and then we did lunch, a networking lunch. Actually, I did a couple dumpsters. I did a delivery first, and then I picked up a 40. Check out the rolling ticker on the bottom. That's kind of badass, y'all. I figured I'd do that today. Let everybody know. Hopefully, I didn't misspell anything because I did it real quick right before we got on. Figured out how to do it. But yeah, after a busy day, man, it's kind of hard to just stay at the office and my wife would have to bring me dinner, although I love her very much and I appreciate that. It's just a pain in the butt for her. Plus, I also just want to stay in the office. And it's really hot. Today was going to be a high of 102. Apparently, it didn't get to 100. I think it was 99 degrees. But the little ACs I have in the conference room probably is not going to cut it. I'm gonna have to figure something out. So we're gonna have to see how to keep it cool in there. We tinted the windows really with some really dark limo tints, but I still think it gets a little hot in there. So, but yeah, it was a long day. So I just decided to come home, had dinner here, and do the live here. Hopefully, you guys don't mind. I don't think it really matters. I mean, you can have all the nice professional lighting and sound system, all that crap, and make it look really, really good. But at the end of the day, if my information sucks, well then what I'm saying the whole live stream sucks. So hopefully you guys get some good information. I don't know. Hopefully I answered some questions. I don't really have anything planned for today. Just a little bit of updates of what's been going on. So obviously last week I didn't do the live stream. I was in Vegas. My daughter and I went to Vegas for the Waste Expo. We were there, got there on Monday. Got there a little early because it was the only nonstop flight to Vegas on the airline. So we paid very, very cheaply. I won't say what Dylan and his wife paid. They paid a whole bunch of money, and Alexis got its tickets for like $150 round trip, which was kind of cool. But went over there, and we're waiting for the Airbnb to get ready. So we decided to go take a drive over to Hoover Dam, and then once the Airbnb got ready, we went to the Airbnb, and Tuesday and Wednesday we were at the show. Literally, damn near open to close. Actually, the first day we were past close. I mean, it was like 5:30 by the time we got off the floor, and had some tacos, and everybody was exhausted. I think we did. I think Dylan said today that they had about 6 miles on their phone. As far as steps, I don't even know what the distance was, but I know we walked a ton. But the show floor, if you haven't been there, it's pretty cool. It's massive. For me, at least coming from a limo industry, it's pretty big. Um, and so, you can go there 2 full days. And actually, they have a third day too, but it kind of dies down on the third day. You can go there 2 full days and you still see something new when you're walking around or see something that you missed. I'm sure there's still things that we didn't see. So it was a good time. Lots of good information. Met with lots of people. There was a lot of software companies there. Let me tell you, iCans was not there because iCans is still fairly new, just kind of making a splash in the market, working on its development and constantly coming out with updates. I just saw an email from iCans about their latest update this week. all kinds of bug fixes and changes and updates, really listening to the users. So that's really cool to see that. But ICANN's obviously wasn't there. There's probably about 12 different, I'd say 10 to 12 different software companies that were there. It was crazy. Obviously, some are geared more towards, weekly trash pickups, and others are geared towards the front end loader dumpsters, and others are geared towards junk removal or curb side pickups, or, I mean, obviously, you had Docket there, curb waste, some of the big ones that were there. But we'll see. Hopefully, ICANN's next year will be there. Kind of cool to. It'd be really cool for a small company like ICANN's that's up and coming to kind of um, be at a show like that. So um, we'll see. That'd be kind of cool. But you'll definitely, hopefully, see us and see ICANN's at the Dumpster Expo. Quick little plug. Obviously, if you haven't seen it, tickets went on sale. If you were on my email list from the last couple of years, I sent out an email first thing this morning. Hopefully, you guys got that. Talking about the show, of course. But I don't know. Let's go through some comments. Anyways, let me finish up there real quick. So we got back from Vegas, and then it was just crazy catching up. Daniel held it down while I was gone. Big shout out to Daniel. David and Daniel were. He did 2 days with Daniel, and yeah, Daniel really held it down. So we've had a major project going on for the last few weeks, and a lot of last minute swap outs and heavy dumpsters and all that stuff. So thanks to him, he was able to hold down the fort. But when I got back, it was things that were obviously pushed off, and we're still kind of catching up from all the rain we got last week, all that stuff. It looks like this is going to be another record breaking month for American AF dumpsters, partly to do with a very, very big project for me, at least, that we've been doing for, like I said, several weeks now. So it's a big roofing job. They're doing a ton of weight, so the revenue obviously is going to reflect a lot of weight that we pay at the landfill, but um, record number of turns probably for the month. So we'll see how that's going to go. So I'm excited for what this summer has to bring. I've got several contractors that are going to start using us, or have used us, and are going to continue to use us, or starting to use us even more for different projects. So we'll see. Hopefully, you guys are seeing the same kind of uptick a little bit. Now, if it wasn't for this big project, I think we'd still be good. It just wouldn't be so busy. Um, but like I've always said, it only takes one really good customer to really make your numbers change sometimes. And if you can get 5 or 10 of those, well, then you're talking about a whole different type of company, right? If you can get 5 or 10 really good contractors that have multiple job sites, that have sometimes multiple dumpsters on the job site, man, you can go from I don't even know, running, 10 cans a week to running 30 or 40. You know what I'm saying? You never know. So it doesn't take very much in this industry. The thing is to get in good with contractors and or businesses that they can really change the game for you. Like I said, I don't even know if I talked about this in the live, but it's a little hot up here, guys. The AC wasn't on, so it's a little warm up here. So it'll cool down here a little bit though. But in case you see my face kind of red, but there was a job site I stopped by, and I think I talked about it on the live a couple weeks ago. But um, that job site had 3 cans, 3 30-yard dumpsters, swapped 5 days a week. And when I gave him my price, he was down to go with my price, except for he has a contract with, or he doesn't have a contract. That city requires him to use Republic, and so that alone was like a $300,000+ a year contract, right? Just with minimum tonnage, just with haul rate. Um, so I was like, damn, man, these big guys, they got it locked down. When they can force any business in the city to use them, um, they got it locked down. For those of you guys that are not in those kind of franchise cities, bro, um, for those of you guys that are not in those franchise cities, I tell you, you're lucky, and I really hope you're taking advantage of going out to those warehouses, those industrial complexes, and really putting it out there, because those are the companies that are going to give you a ton of work, hopefully. But anyways, oh, let's go through a couple of comments. Nice Sonoma, what's up, brother? Good evening. Would you or anyone in the chat be willing to look at my startup numbers Look my startup numbers over. I'm asking so that someone can look to see if I forgot to put something in the overhead costs or done correctly. So what I would suggest is to go on to the Dumpster Rentals 101 Facebook page and post it. Don't post, personal information, of course, but Dumpster Rentals 101 is a ton of people willing to help out. And I hope that, you get welcomed in there, but go in there. If you're not in there, just make sure you request to join the page. It does require some answers to be some questions to be answered as far as just to make sure you're verified. But you can go in there and post it in there. I think a lot of people will be willing to help. Somebody in here will be willing to help you out too. Um, but yeah, it's hard to tell. Everybody's different. But just make sure that obviously you're doing your homework as far as doing the research and find out what the pricing is in your area. And if all else fails, you can always reach out to me, Josh at AmericanAFDumpsters.com. I am pretty behind on my emails right now, so if it takes me a minute to get back to you, that's probably why. Wally Gone, what's up, man? Overhead cost is something you can plan for as much as you can, but you won't really know until you start operating. And even then, you still don't know what kind of surprises you're going to get, right? But with data and with history, you can definitely do a good average and kind of stay in the middle, right? If you know that, per year, your truck takes about 10, 15, $20,000 worth of maintenance, then you can account for that in the following year's budget. But that's why you really got to be really good at keeping track of your data and of your records and stuff like that, so that when you run reports, you can say, okay, on average, this is what kind of revenue I should make in, let's say, the month of May, or by the week in the month of May. This is how much I spend per year in fuel this or month in fuel and expenses and all that other stuff. Then you've got your incidentals or your emergency stuff, all that, and put that all into account. But without data, you're kind of blind, right? You don't know really what you're going to get into until you get into it, like you said. Um, so very very true. Good point. Dan Jensen, what's up, brother? Appreciate you being here, man. Wally Gone, of course. What's going on? Why do I have this? Let me move this over just a quick second. I'm not trying to ban anybody. There we go. What's up, Dylan, man? Appreciate you being here. Dylan and I did a good video. So we're going to have a couple of videos coming up with Dylan and I. Dylan's going to start joining the channel a little bit more. We talked about it today as far as maybe a little more mechanical help, because Dylan is very mechanically inclined and has a lot of knowledge in that head of his as far as how to maintain your trucks and how to do preventative maintenance on them. So be on the lookout, because it's going to be pretty cool. Excuse me. So we excuse me. We got a video already in the pipeline. We got a video in the pipeline that's going to go over tools, and the tools that when you buy a new vehicle or a new truck, the list of tools that you want to put in your truck to make sure that hopefully you're ready for most circumstances. So I've got an entire list. We're putting it together on a spreadsheet. It's gonna be a free what do you call it, like not an ebook, but a free downloadable form. As well as all the links where you can buy it at, all the stuff. So, I mean, basically from your basic wrenches or your basic tool set to air hose kits to Zert fittings to, I mean, you name it. It's almost all in there. And if we're missing something, I hope you guys call me out or let me know so we can add it into the future. But we have jam packed my toolbox in the Kenworth, and we're going to do the same soon with the International and the Mac, so that no matter what, we're ready for most things that can happen throughout the day or throughout while we're working. So stay tuned for that video. That's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be a real good one. Barbaric Rummage Removal. What's up, man? Appreciate you being here, brother. Yo, Taylor, Lonnie Taylor, I believe, from Houston. What's up, in-laws? Yo, Ryan, Local Waste. It is you. I can't believe it, bro. You are So Ryan was in Vegas with us, and that dude is just dude just nuts. Like he's freaking hilarious, bro. We had a good time. He's a good character. And yeah, the whole it's you, I can't believe it was getting a little out of hand, but we had it was a good time. I understand, but I would like to get close so that I can make sure extra. Absolutely, man, 100%. Yo, 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 Omar, what's up, man? Omar was on the channel. Rafter S Services was on the channel. He was in one of our podcasts. So, guys, there's a ton of good information in those podcasts too. I know they're long, and I don't expect you to sit there and watch them for the entire time, but the podcast will definitely be on. Uh, I believe I have them on Spotify, all the platforms for podcasts. But just hit play and listen to it while you're in your truck or whatever driving down the road, because these podcasts are just us roundtabling it, talking, shooting the shit, usually about business, and kind of what we always do when we get in a group of like-minded individuals, right? Like-minded guys in the same industry. We just kind of talk. And sometimes the best ideas 100% in business come from these discussions. I You can't convince me otherwise, because at the end of the day, I've had so many good ideas, doors that have opened up for me, all that stuff, simply because you're just talking to other people, kind of bouncing ideas back and forth. You can't, and I talked about it in today's video that we shot with Dylan, but you can't gatekeep anything. You can't gatekeep the information. Like, you've got to be willing to share, so that others can share with you, and hopefully between the group or the collective, you guys can come up with ideas and really solutions to help whatever you're going through at the end of the day, or where you want to go, and kind of point you in the right direction. Um, a lot of people say, "Oh, you're just sitting there talking to your friends." Bullshit. No, yes, I am talking to friends, but at the end of the day, like, all we talk about is business. All we do is business, right? So, because why? Because you very rarely get a chance and an opportunity to talk to somebody who's like in the same seat as you are for the most part, right? Doing the same thing that you are, um, and kind of can see, uh, sometimes objectively, right, what you're doing right or what you're doing wrong, and how to correct it. Just it's good information to have. So, anyways, Omar was in our podcast, in one of our podcasts. Super awesome. It was a great podcast. Awesome dude, and yeah, he's also got a wealth of knowledge, man. Good dude. Looks like the celebrity was on my plane. Unbelievable. Oh yeah, yeah. You guys would kill me. You need to install some mini splits. So up here in the office, yeah, up here in the attic, I had the AC guy because we built this attic after it was obviously just a regular attic, and so we built it into a movie room. And they put in its own thermostat. It was on a different setup, same AC, but it was split also, and it kept shorting out. So now I don't even know how they have it set up, but it cools down. But in the office, yeah, I probably need some mini splits or something. Feel like I'm. Hopefully, it's not giving you a headache, man. Hey, and you guys let me know if homeboy bought your ticket yet. Otherwise, I got you. Yo, 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 West Texas again. What's going on, Elite? Appreciate you being here, brother. Hope business is good. Hope y'all are doing good. You forgot Monday night reunion. Reunion? What was a reunion? We all hung out. Oh, there was a not a reunion, reception. It was a so who hosted that? Bram gave us some tickets to a reception. Um, I forgot what the hotel was or even where we went, but um it was just like a reception. You get together. It was Place was packed. I mean packed. The music was super loud. Everybody was trying to talk. Food was running out. People were getting in line, long lines for food, and at the end of the day, like, I think I got well, the only reason I got food is because Alexis brought me one, and I think Ryan brought me a slider. I don't know. It was kind of funny. But we were having conversations. JC was there with Rolly Skate, so I was talking to him for a while. The guys from Streamline were there, so talking to them for a while. A lot of the good dudes. What's up, everybody? WC Dumpster Rentals, Eddie from Charlotte, North Carolina. Hope everyone is staying busy. Heck yeah, man. Absolutely. Any update on fighting the cities with franchise agreements? Larry, we have hit a wall. I'm going to be honest with you, man. We have 100% hit a wall when it comes to the franchise cities and agreements. I was told that I was going to be connected with a certain state rep, and unfortunately, I haven't been connected with her. I've sent out multiple emails. Um, I think without a proper introduction, somebody that knows somebody that knows either an attorney or that state rep or other state reps, somebody that knows, um, somebody that knows someone that can help us at the end of the day, right? Um, I don't know what else to do. I reached out to several attorneys. Nobody wants to take it on. It's a huge case, and I don't have the bankroll to do that. I really don't. So I don't think none of us do, unless some of us have a couple million sitting in the bank account. So I don't know what the next step is. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for hopefully somebody watches this channel. Hopefully somebody puts the word out. Hopefully somebody puts the word in someone's ear that can help us. Because I've done as much as I can. I keep um, putting it out there. Just the other day in one of the videos, the colony, his shirt said police. He was in a um, what was it, like a city service truck? What do you call those? He was in he was reading the meter, but his shirt said police, and he was telling me that I wasn't able to drop the dumpster off in that customer's driveway. And so when I asked him, "Are you gonna stop me?" Or I mean, I didn't mean it in like a jerk. It sounds kind of jerky, but I was like, "Are you?" I think I said, "Are you not gonna allow me to place? So you're not gonna allow me to place the dumpster in this driveway?" And he said, "I'm not gonna personally stop you. I'm just letting you know that you can't. You're not supposed to." So we drove down the street. We had issues with my dumpster anyway, so I had to fix something. And then when we went back, he was already gone. And so we dropped the dumpster, and obviously he was waiting around somewhere because not even 5 minutes later, he calls the city calls the office and says we have to remove that dumpster. So we left it there for 24 hours. The next day we went and picked it up. Customer was already done with it. He knew that the city was giving us a hard time. He did not care. Neither did I. And so we dropped it and picked it up the next day. Um, So obviously, either they didn't have enough time to repo it, they were going to give me, a couple days to, get in and get out. I don't know, but yeah, man, I don't really know. It's frustrating, and I'm tired of it, but I don't know what else to do anymore. So I'm hoping y'all can help out. Somebody can help. These TPO roofing jobs pay well. I only use 20s and 30s when I do those. Yeah, man. So I don't know what TPO is. Um, but the one I have is a massive warehouse, and their roof is like, it's got the insulation, it's got the shingles, and then it's got gravel on top of that. I don't even know if that's the order or if it's like shingles. They're like big shingles, right? I don't even know, with like gravel in it, and then they pour gravel on top of it too. So uh so we have 340s there. Right now we have 340s, 130, but they've had 340s and what they had with 340s and a 15, and the 15 was for the gravel. So it was supposed to be clean gravel. Uh, and yeah, we've done a ton. I think we've done. Last I heard, I mean, it was like 2 3 days ago. We were probably over 30. Not probably. We were definitely over 30. We're probably at about 35 right now, give or take, with today's and tomorrow's 36, maybe 40. I don't know. I think as of Monday we were at 27, but we've done swap outs every day. But they're nearing the end. They're nearing the end of the project though. You can see them when they started at the beginning and they kind of move their way down the building. Love, love, love that type of job. The 40s are a little heavy. Um, I've had anywhere from 15 to just under 19 tons in the 40s. A little top heavy, a little sketchy sometimes when you're taking some turns, but nothing that our trucks haven't been able to handle. I would prefer to do the 30s though, 100%. And maybe that's going to be a rule that I'll have to put. Those contracts come in. Those contracts in cities come up for bidding. Just an FYI, man. And Trail has been helping Alexis. And between you and I, dude, I still appreciate you every time, 100% for all the help you've given us. So we're working those for sure. This guy just called me. I don't even know where this guy found me. I wish I would have known. This guy literally calls me. It sounded like he knew me or he was referred to me or I don't know. But he calls and I just happened to answer the phone that day, and he says, "Hey, I need what do you say, 2 or 3 40s today," and it was same day. It was on a Friday, and we were actually slow that day, and we made a video of it that day because I think we even said that day Daniel was going to do some maintenance on the trucks. He was going to O'Reilly's or the auto parts to pick up some oil and some stuff, and obviously that all went out the window because I believe we stacked 2 40s and we took him the concrete 15, and then that following day on Saturday I took him the third 40. So we just happened to have normally our 40s have been gone almost all the time uh, since I got the 40s. And then that week, literally, that was on a Friday. That week, we brought back 3 40s. It just so happened we had 3 40s in the yard. So it worked out perfectly. I will for sure. Thanks for all the straightforward info and all your videos. Man, I appreciate it, brother. I really do. Um, I really do. It's a team effort for sure, though. I mean, I've got David that does an awesome job on the videos and stuff like that, and obviously Daniel that holds down the fort. Very impressed with iCans. I can't wait to go full time once my website is completed, dude. That's huge, man. Especially coming from you. I know you guys. I believe you guys had some issues with your websites before and stuff like that, but um, I'm glad that you like it. I think it's just we're just at the tip of the iceberg as far as like the stuff that's going to be coming down the pipeline with ICANNs. So I'm excited, man. I really am. I really want to see the collective AI dispatching and the AI landfill times and wait times and stuff like that that ICANNs is talking about. So I'm stoked to see that. What's up, Evans Enterprise from Northwest Arkansas? What's up, man? Be careful. You'll give Dylan a big head. I think Dylan's already getting a big head. He's telling me all the time. He's like, "Oh, somebody saw me and they recognized my beard, or somebody saw me at the landfill and they said they saw me on your videos, or he met some guys over there at Keystone, and he was like, "Yeah, they knew who I was." So Dylan is uh Dylan is definitely getting a big head. So I gotta keep him. I gotta hold him down and just kind of remind him to stay humble a little bit, man, and don't let the whole celebrityism. Yeah, okay, that's what Ryan likes to call it or say. Get to his head because we all know that that can be damaging to someone's rep. I don't know. I'm just messing with Dylan. Dylan's a good dude. Super humble. Taylor, what's up, man? Hey, all. Hope everyone's recovered from Waste Expo. My feet have. It took my feet a while to recover, but we're good. Keystone had an awesome dinner. Keystone invited us to dinner, and big shout out to Keystone. They definitely know how to eat well. Elite, I guess you could say it's getting pretty serious. Anthony from Seattle, what's up, man? Looking forward to the expo. So am I. So here's what some thoughts about the expo I have, because it is going to be in the rodeo, at I don't know, rodeo arena, I guess you can say. It's going to be at the it's covered this time. Uh, Keystone's still hosting it with me. I've got some speakers in the pipeline. I'm really hoping that they pan out. Um, and but I want to do like it's got the two, what do you call them, announcer booths on both ends. I would like to do a live from the show podcast or something like that, both days. So we'll have like somebody doing interviews of the vendors, somebody doing interviews of the attendees. It won't be me because I'll be kind of up and down doing all kinds of different things, but somebody doing interviews that will ultimately be content on the channel and really kind of also talk about how they've grown their businesses or what works for them, what doesn't work for them, where they came from, all that kind of stuff. So I'm super excited to see like a lot of one-on-ones as long as people are willing to talk to us and be on behind the camera. Excited for that. I talked to Ronnie, I believe yesterday, the day before, and I think they're gonna do. We're gonna open up a time slot for them so that Ronnie can do his podcast there at the show. I'd love to, give you an hour time slot. We're gonna have all the equipment there, so you don't have to bring anything but your own self, and host a podcast there at the show with hopefully overlooking the show from the announcers booth on top. So I think that's gonna be really cool. And like I said, speakers. I've got some ideas of speakers. I've got some. We're communicating. I did do the room block, so the room's already blocked over at the Hilton Garden Inn. I don't have the link yet, but that's going to go active. $119 a night, and that's at the Hilton, guys. So $119 a night, which is I guess a deal, and it includes breakfast as well. So a little bit of information for anybody who's going. Virgin Hotel. Oh, that's where the party was, where the reception was. Can you reach out to me? I think I have a way to circumvent this without having to spend a lot of money. Aid. Sure. Feel free to email me, man. Josh at AmericanAFDumpsters.com. One day rentals in franchise cities. Yeah, one day rentals and or um live loads. Um that's pretty much all you can do, really. Even when I had the dump trailers, um, people would say, "Well, just do it in dump trailers on dump trailer, or just rent out dump trailers because the city can't. It's on wheels." I don't know. I never got crap from a city when I did have dump trailers. However, I didn't do as many dumpsters as I do now. You know what I'm saying? So even now, I probably have gotten. Oh, I don't know. Alexis probably would know more, but I would say I've probably gotten less than 10 issues that I can recall as far as how many times the franchise city has given me a hard time. Mesquite, probably three of those are from Mesquite, three or four. Frisco, the Colony, obviously now, and I believe I got a call one time from Waxahachie, but we left the dumpster on the street on that one, so I don't blame him. TPO, thermoplastic polyolefin. Oh, there you go. Membrane and asphalt. Yeah. So again, if I could do that all day, every day, if I could do, three or four of those projects at one time, holy moly. That would literally change the entire scope of the business. So, um, I didn't know that's what it was called. At the end of the day, I just thought it was roofing, but oh. Just got a text message saying I'm breaking up pretty bad. Is that everybody else getting that kind of issue or no? Let me know in the comments, guys. Maybe it's the heat. This AC has not kicked in. Daddy and I walked around 25 miles while there Monday through Wednesday. Yeah, easily. You could do that because it's just and especially if you're walking to the convention. We walked to the taco place down the street, which was phenomenal, by the way. Um, but yeah, absolutely. Is it Cowboys themed? I haven't decided if it's going to be actually themed or not. It is going to be in a rodeo. It is Texas. Cowboy Church, um, Cowboy Church does on Sundays when you go to church there, they have people on horseback greeting the guests as they drive onto the parking lot. So I'm gonna see if they can do that for us. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, I mean it could be. And I already told you, bro, if you want to wear your chaps, with or without anything on underneath. I mean, I hope you cover up your it's family. Just remember it's family friendly, Ryan. So probably definitely wear something underneath those chaps. But if you want to wear those boots with chaps, you go for it, bro. I think you already had a costume in mind. I think you were talking about wearing something for Streamline Financial. So that I'm excited to see that as well. We need mascots. Um, so I'd love to see that. It's hot in here. Hit that thumbs up, man. Ryan says he hears me good. Mine was I closed out and reopened thinking it was me. I'm getting more and more ads popping up. I'm sorry about that. I think starting next week, I'm gonna just turn the ads off. I think there is a feature to do that. Um, I apologize for that. So cool. Well, I don't know what else we want to talk about, gents. So let me know. I probably got about another 10 more minutes to go. Um, let's talk about Stellar. I talked to Stellar while I was at the show. And I don't know if you guys remember what I talked about several weeks ago when Alexis and I did the last live. Um, I had the cardboard cutouts of the hooks. The difference between the Stellar and the Powfinger was like a major difference. So I found out at the show and after the show that swap loader and Powfinger require only 6 inches from the pin where the hook picks the dumpster up to the front wall. So only about a 6 inch gap. The new Stellar, the Stellar that I have, requires 10 1/4 inches. And so if you guys have been following the channel, you know that I tore up one of my 15 yards with the new Stellar. And I really bent the frame and I bent the A-frame. I bent the pin, all that stuff. I didn't find out till after the show that they required 10.25 inches. And so they were preaching left and right. And Ryan says Stellar was ready for me because he knows that I went over there and talked to him. And we talked for probably about an hour, maybe a little bit longer. I don't know. Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, but I talked to Stellar for quite a damn while. And and it really kind of pissed me off because they kept going back to, oh, we do things by ANSI standards. We do things by ANSI standards. Basically, nobody else does. And I'm like, okay, but if nobody else does and you're the only oddball out, well, then guess what? I'm screwed because I'm going by what everybody else does here. And I buy a Stellar and I'm tearing up my equipment. I've got a hook that's 3 times longer than anything else. And that's damaging my dumpsters. Um, so how good are your ANSI standards then? Well, my understanding is I was told while I was there was that there was a standard of 8 inches. Okay, so if Powfinger, swap loader, and I believe even multi-lift require only 6 inches, and then ANSI standard is 8 inches, why the hell are you doing 10 1/4 inches? I didn't find out that out until after the fact. So um not I don't know. I didn't get the satisfaction or the answers that I wanted, or at least I didn't get, okay, there's an issue, let's resolve it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I don't really care. I'm not here to point fingers at anybody or any manufacturer or anything like that. I have an issue. I don't want my dumpsters tore up anymore. I don't like the way the damn thing slides left and right. I still got to fix my hook that got damaged that they promised me. I'm still waiting for that. And last I heard, I was told that um, my warranted parts were still being patented. And next thing you know, my warranted parts were on a Stellar hook at the show while I've been waiting this whole time to get my parts. And last I was told was that they were still being patented. Well, they're not being patented anymore if you got them on the show floor on a hook. So I want my parts. I want my parts that I was promised. So hopefully Stellar reaches out to me and resolves these issues, because I didn't really get the I got not the feeling. I was literally told that we don't hear this from anybody else. We don't hear these issues from anybody else. We don't hear that people's dumpsters are sliding back and forth. When I'm doing 15 tons in a 40 yard and a damn thing when I take a turn shifts so hard that granted, I'm still under the legal limit though. I mean, I was barely under the legal limit, but 66,000 pounds is where I'm at. I'm still thinking about adding a drop axle. So for those of you guys that know a place that I could do that, I found a place that can do it for right around $7,500. I think it's a good price. At least that's what they quoted me without seeing the truck. But I'm thinking about adding a drop axle to the truck, a third drop axle. Um, but anyways, I don't like it side to side. I don't want to complain too much. This is my issue. Um, but yeah, we need to fix that. They need to fix that. What do you think of the Dalby? Dalby. I don't even know how to say it. Dalby. I think he said Dalby. Um, the Dalby was impressive for being what it I mean, for being a whole new player in the market. So what Taylor's talking about is there was a truck, and I talked to them for quite a while, and I believe I have video of it. Um, they had it on, I think it was a single axle truck. I want to say that one was like a 20 or 22,000 pound. It was very comparable um to the swap loader, I believe. It looked good. It had the box of a pal finger, or the the control box of the pal finger on the side. Um, it the only thing that I mean, being a new player on the market, I was hoping to see more of a discount or more of a difference in price. And I believe he said between the comparable, I want to say, and I said, I think like I said, I think I have it recorded. Um, Between the comparable swap loader, it was only like $1,500 less than the swap loader. So if you're a new company coming into the market, um, I think you got to come in not super cheap, you know what I'm saying? Like, price integrity is a thing, but it's got to be enticing enough for somebody like me who I will probably be upgrading the Mac truck in the next, I don't know, 2 years, um, to want to move over to a new system versus staying with swap loader. I've been 100%. I've said it 100 times, and I'll say it again. I've been super impressed um, with my swap loader and my pal finger. I have had no issues whatsoever. So, um, so for me to make the switch to a new player in the market is going to be unlikely unless I'm saving a good amount of money. So that's my thoughts on it. It looked pretty good. What and Taylor, tell me what you think, because I'd be interested to hear what your thoughts were on it. And it also looked like it looked lighter to me. I didn't get any specs on how much what the actual weights are comparable to the comparable other units like the Palfinger or the swap loader, but it looked a little bit lighter. When I walked by them and he's talking about Stellar, they thanked me for having one of their units. Yeah. I'm not knocking them because I'll be honest with you, like I like the Stellar, I really do. Again, when you're talking about how the NXT 52, the thing's a beast. I mean, it's a beast. Um, I have had zero issues picking something up, other than the hook being too long and bending my shit. But if I'm not 100% paying attention or straight on, I'm okay. At an angle, you better be careful. But um, but as far as the unit working, I I'm impressed. I do really like how stout the Stellar feels. I like the speed um, of the arm going out. It's a little slow coming back, but again, I believe they said it's a pump thing, not nothing they can really do. But I am super impressed with the Stellar. Don't get me wrong. I just want it to be. I just want it to work for me. I just want it to work correctly. I want these small issues addressed. And 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 the thing is, when you feel you're not being listened to, I mean, I do this every day. I mean, I don't have any more experience than anybody else, unless it's just owner operators that aren't behind the wheel. But I'm behind the wheel of this truck every day. This is my personal, not my personal. This is my work truck, and I feel like I know what I'm talking about for the most part. I may not be able to, um, specify exactly and use the right words or whatever to say exactly what I, some, but like I tell Dylan, or like Dylan said the other day, like I have two second languages because I don't have one that I can speak very, very well in. But it's a joke. But it if I'm having these issues, there's no way in hell I'm not the only one. And like I said, I've gotten multiple DMs, multiple messages from people say, "Hey, it does shift side to side for me, and it is kind of sketchy, but you kind of get used to it." I don't want to get used to it. Um, I don't like it doing it. All you need is a smaller, tighter rail. All you need is something, an insert. They gave me inserts, right, to replace the rollers. Why not give me something that makes it tighter? It's a super simple fix. I'm not the engineer. I shouldn't be engineering somebody else's unit. Um, Here's my complaint. Here's my issues. Let's figure out a way to address it so that we can move forward and I can be happy with the unit that I spent a lot of money on. It's not like it's a cheap unit, right? Um, and I hope they do watch the content at the end of the day, right? Because I'm not here to um, be fake. Like I'm not bought by anybody. I maybe have a couple sponsors, but I'm not bought by anybody. If there's issues, let's address it. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's got issues, right? It's how you respond to it. And I don't like how it's being responded to. I don't like um the answers that I got while I was at the show. I don't like let's point the fingers at everybody but my unit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's fine. I've docketed really like it, but it's 250 a month compared to 99 for iCans, and I've also seen iCans and it looks better. Only thing holding me back from switching is if I can transfer everything over from Docket, like clients, invoices, reports, such as money in and money out. Larry, man, I'm not the guy that can answer that for you. I know that there is a way to transfer it, and I believe right now you have to manually pull the report. You can send it over to Ricardo with iCans, and he can upload it into your account for you. But I'm gonna tell you what, like the cost is a major factor for a lot of people. And so I don't know how much longer it's going to stay at $99. Obviously, there's going to be other features that are going to be introduced. When those other features come out, it's going to cost more. And I don't know. I believe certain people that started with the beta program and at the beginning, and maybe even still to now, will be grandfathered in for a certain amount of time. It may go up. I think they're committed to having the base rate of what you get now for the most part be the base, which is the $99 a month, and then new features if you want it, you can elect to add those features. Don't quote me on that because um, while I am promoting them and I am a part of ICANNs, I am not in the decision making part, or I do give input on my experiences and again us using the system every single day 100%. But I would highly suggest if you can afford it, get in now, um, because you're gonna get more features out of it eventually once they keep releasing more and more stuff, and uh, and you can probably lock in the $99, um, and you don't have to pay more per user or per driver or any of that stuff. So. Because as you grow, you may be and I'm not here to knock docket, but my understanding is as you grow, your 250 becomes, more as you add more people. Dylan said his wife will put my tag oxer for you. She is YouTube certified. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm definitely YouTube certified as well, probably, but I still wouldn't do it. Uh, no offense, Larry. iCans is so much better. It's a lot easier to set up than dockets. Hopefully, I answered your question, Larry. I believe you can work with Ricardo. So once you do the what you call it the trial, um, you'll be meeting with Ricardo, uh, and you can easily send him your information. Hopefully, extract all this stuff. It's only as good as what you can get out of your current software and to put in there. The Dolby caught my attention, that's for sure. Wasn't a huge fan of the small rollers on the back. Uh-huh, exactly. The extendable bumper was neat. Yeah, so the extendable bumper, a lot of other people, I've seen it on other trucks, so it's nothing new. I did ask them, why are your rollers so small? 100%. Yeah, I didn't even remember that. And he told me that, they've done the tests and based off of the weight that the thing that can handle and what you should be able to pull on it, their engineers determined that that was a appropriate size roller for that setup. And I'm thinking, yeah, but there's nothing wrong with a little bit bigger, because the bigger it is, the more room you have to kind of be not 100% perfect, right? So you should be able to put a bigger roller on it. um, but yeah, yeah. Now that you mention it, that's kind of funny that that's one of the things I pointed out to him. I also didn't understand, the bumper was cool, but I think it had like 50 bolts on each side. I didn't quite understand what the hell was going on with all those bolts, what they were all holding. It almost looked like they were there for show, but there was no way they were there for show. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I tailor my Stellar's 26 slides side to side as well. Yeah, I think they all do, because when you measure the rails on the frame, and they have the little tabs that stick up, right, so that your rails of your dumpster can slide in. When you measure that, it's almost an inch and a half wider on each side, which equals a 3-inch difference than the PAL finger or my swap loader. 3 inches. And so when you're talking about 3 inches and you're talking about the weight of the dumpster, that 3 inches and that slide, it makes a huge difference. So, and again, why? Your standard rail on a dumpster is what, 2 inches? I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it. Speaking your first language. Whatever though. Yo, 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 E Money, what's up, man? My son is on the channel. Make sure y'all give him a like, show him a little bit of love. He does some sports edits and some all kinds of edits. So check him out. That's my boy. Hopefully my new trailer doesn't see it's being based off the Stellar unit. So I didn't want to say it, Lonnie, because I didn't want to announce and put your stuff out there. But if you give me the go ahead, I will. I would love to make the announcement on here, but let me know. But it's not going to be based off the Stellar for sure. I think we did it. I'm pretty sure we said we did it off the swap loader. I don't remember. I honestly have a bad memory. That's why I write everything down. But make sure follow up with me tomorrow about that. I did learn there's a bunch of other software companies out there, and they were stinking hungry in Vegas. What do you mean hungry to try to get your business? There was one that was, and this is something I told Ricardo and John when we had a thing, a meeting yesterday. There was one that allowed you to do your pre-trips, or your pre-trips on your truck right there on the app. I would love to have the feature for my driver to check in and check out on the app, as far as clock in and clock out, as well as before he gets his trips for the day, he's got to do his pre-trip, enter in the mileage for the truck, the starting mileage, enter in, that he checked all the lights, the hoses, the air pressure tire, the tires air pressure, and even maybe even put in there what the air pressure is on each tire. So I know for a fact that he checked it. Um, enter into the levels, the fluid levels, as far as your coolant, your windshield washer fluid, all that stuff. And then once you do all that stuff, then it allows you to go and see your or to begin your route for the day. That is something that I would absolutely love on there. What's the biggest roll off truck you can get away with but still be under CDL? Bruce, what's up, man? Well, that's gonna be a 26K GVWR truck. So it's gonna be like your F750, your Mac MD6 or MD7 that's maybe derated at 26,000 pounds. Your Hinos, I mean, they've got Peterbilts that are under CDL. They've got Kenworth that are under CDL. But the bigger the truck, just your medium duty truck, I would suggest going to watch. I have a video that goes over that was with Don from Keystone that goes over every single truck, different class trucks, the GVWRs, and the ones that stay under CDL and the one that go over CDL. Even with an under CDL truck, though, you could technically be over the DOT, over the 26,000, and actually technically be in violation and need a CDL. Kent Walker, what's up, man? Hi, Josh. Started 2 months ago. Very competitive market. Google ads running, Facebook ads, bandit signs, etc. with little to zero customers. Any advice on how to break into the market, or is it just too early? Yes. Sometimes it does take a little bit of while, a little while. Google Ads is very finicky though. Like if someone's doing it for you, make sure it's somebody who knows what they're doing. If you're doing it yourself, make sure you know what you're doing. Because you can spend a lot of money and see zero results. Um, and I would only suggest Google Ads if you have probably 10 or more cans, maybe even a little bit more. And it depends on how much. I think my rule of thumb a while ago when I was um, probably under 25 cans was I was buying, I think I was spending about what did I say? I think it was like either $7 or $10 per day per dumpster was my budget for Google Ads. Um, it gets pretty expensive, but it has to be somebody who knows what they're doing and putting your money in the right places. Um, Facebook ads is to me, Facebook ads is good in a smaller market where they can remember your brand. It's more of a brand play, long term brand play than it is immediate. People go to Google when they need something now. When people are just scrolling on Facebook, 99 out of 100 or 999 out of 1,000, they're not in need of a dumpster at that moment, right? So I personally do not spend ads on Facebook unless I want to do a brand play, at least for this type of business, uh, in this industry. To me, we succeed in the same or next day delivery windows when the big guys can't. We succeed in our response times. So a majority of my rentals are last minute rentals because of that, because I really market that side of the business. So Facebook ads for me does not work for that kind of marketing play. What does work on Facebook is going to be, do your free little ads on Marketplace, um, but definitely respond to a ton of the Facebook groups. Try not to violate any of the rules in the Facebook groups, or you'll get kicked out. But what I would do is go through all your local Facebook groups in your town, in your cities next to you that have the local talk pages, all that stuff, and just instead of putting a post out there and saying, "Hey, I do dumpster rentals," just do a search in that page for literally the keyword dumpster rental. And so what you'll see is there'll be more than likely people asking, "Hey, do you know where I can rent a dumpster from in our area?" And even though it was from a while ago, put it in the comments in there. Hey, I do dumpsters. This is my company. If I can ever help you out, please let me know. What that does is that sends us a notification to everybody that responded in that post in the comment group. But what it also does is it bumps that post back up to the top in the most recent comments or responses on that group. And you get a lot more eyes on that. And the more you do that, the more you're willing to help out the more it seems that you're willing to help out your community, but also the more that you're getting your name out there. And that's a free way to advertise. So make sure you're doing that on the daily, if not at least, 2 to 3 times a week, right? Going through all those Facebook pages until you just don't need to anymore because you've got plenty of other business elsewhere. And then as you're driving down the street, it's as simple as literally there's a job that's got a dumpster at it. It may be overfilled. May have just been delivered. Who cares? Go to that house, find out the contractor in charge, talk to them, shake their hand, give them business card. Hey, if there's ever anything I can do for you, let me know. And I mean, do this religiously. Just because you do it 1 time a week or 2 times a week and you feel good about yourself like I do, I'm like, yeah, I pat myself in the back because I'm super antisocial when it comes to selling my services. I'm more of the let me sit back and wait till somebody calls me type of person. But when I go out there, it feels good. But do that over and over and over and over and over again, until it just becomes second nature. And it's really hard not to be able to rent dumpsters. So there's uh my advice. Lost where I was. He did say you can swap them for the larger rollers or even the dual rollers. I don't like the dual rollers. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I asked him at the show, why do we have dual rollers? They mentioned a couple things. Because if you slide a dumpster too far forward, you can actually slide it back if you have a shorter dumpster. And then it also takes some of the weight off of the one individual roller, and it distributes the weight more. Again, cool concept. It works. My roller on my Stellar is very similar to the Dolby's roller, very small, very shallow. And so you have to be right on. And sometimes, especially with my set of eyes, because I'm getting older now, it's really hard for me to see the rails in my rearview mirror um, line up and fall into the rollers. Like I cannot be off on the swap loader. I can be off a good amount, and it's gonna boom. It's gonna slide right in. But on the Stellar, because the rollers are so small, I have to be dead on, and it's really hard to see. So sometimes you'll see me in my videos. You'll see me have to like open the door, get out, stand on my steps, and look to make sure that my rollers or my rails are lined up properly because I can't really see it very well through my mirrors. So that's also a you know, not a big deal, but it kind of sucks. So he said, "Go for it, Taylor." In-law dumpsters. Unfortunately, he had some issues on his truck. I believe in the last couple weeks, and so Mr. Trashman has really helped him out. I guess they work back and forth. Awesome to see that. By the way, Lonnie, I love to see. I was just talking to Dylan today about how we're starting to see little network groups, kind of like ours, starting to pop up where people are really helping each other out in these network groups. And anyways, long story short, Lonnie decided to get a backup, and his backup is he just placed an order, and it just got funded today for his trailer. So as of tomorrow, his trailer is going to be in in the what do you call it, production line, and being built. So hopefully, in 8 to 10 weeks from tomorrow's date, uh, Lonnie and In-Law Dumpsters will have a nice new shiny hook lift trailer, and we're gonna deliver it to my place. So he's trusting me to unload it. I guess I don't know. He must not have. I know he watched my video on how I unloaded my last one. He must for some reason trust me and think I have really good insurance to allow me to unload his trailer. But we're gonna unload his trailer at my place. We'll make a video of it, and he's gonna come up and pick it up. So I'm stoked to see his trailer. So big congrats to in-laws for their trailer order, and we're gonna make it right for him and not and make it work. So big congrats. I'm gonna go through a couple more comments and then I am out. It's already past 8 o'clock. Trash Labs has that now on the driver app. Super cool. I do like that a lot. I think that's pretty neat. He's talking about the pre-trip checklist. As for the hungry companies, they all were walking up trying to get me. Yeah, they were. That's kind of a little annoying. Facebook will get you decent results with a budget of $700 or more. That's been my experience. Okay. Um, yeah, I just make sure it's targeted, right? So in my area, it's also very competitive, right? But I have smaller towns in my area. I would not spend $700 on Facebook ads like in Dallas, right? I would really target my area to a real small area near me, where um, where I want to be branded more as the go-to guy in my area. The entire Dallas County, Ellis County, Navarro County is just way too big for me. Um, for that kind of thing. They were all over the place. Also had one that claimed that they had a bunch of people that have left ICANNs to go through the system. ICANNs is new, bro. Yeah, he did tell us that. He said, yeah. So who are you with? And we said ICANNs. He's like, oh yeah, we get a lot of customers that leave ICANNs and come to us. I'm like, oh okay. I think even Dylan or Ryan's like, why didn't you say something? I'm like, nah, dude, that's not my. I'm not gonna. Bro, ICANNs just started in January. Like no one's left yet. I mean, if anything, like we got a bunch of people coming, but it was kind of funny. But it was kind of cool that they knew what ICANNs was. They all knew who ICANNs was already. Uh, Ryan had an insurance guy chasing him. Ryan did say that he had like 800 cans, so the insurance guy was like salivating at the mouth for Ryan. So I thought that was kind of funny. Software guys are pretty pushy, but now they're blowing up my email and phone. There you go. Ryan has 18 trucks, 700 cans, and 7 transportations. Ryan did go around acting like he was a big baller. Yeah, I think he even told. Yeah, I think what did he say? I think he even told somebody, "Don't judge a book by its cover, bro," or something. Ben Pro, me too. The thing is that the Waste Expo sells our the attendees like email lists and stuff like that. So I've been getting emails as well, like, "Oh yeah, you shot by our booth," and I have no idea who they were or phone calls. And it's like that's something I've never done with Dumpster Expo, and I'm just gonna touch on this real quick. Is I've had vendors that wanted to purchase the email list, and it's private. I'm not gonna sell anybody's personal information unless they want me to. And even then, like I'm not giving it away. Like I'm not giving just our personal information. Our emails is ours. I'm not gonna push that to anybody. I'm done. I think I'm out, guys. I appreciate you all being here. Make sure that you guys like, subscribe, and smash the notification bell, please. We got some cool videos coming up. Uh, Make sure you guys check out those videos. Again, we got some podcasts coming up. We've got some cool mechanical stuff. And if there's something that you specifically want to see, please let me know. And we'll see you guys on the next one. We out.